Hey guys, so I just got done reading this article that Jimmy Somberg put up, or actually his article's right here. I'll be going over that, but he is talking about Bitman's response to the user-activated soft fork. So I wanted to go over that with everybody because this is really really important. And it just concretes what I've been saying. I know I've had a lot of people come on my YouTube and tell me I'm just spreading FUD and lies and none of this is happening and everything, and I'm telling you right now, if you're not careful, you could lose your Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. Okay, the Bitcoin that you hold right now is safe. So I just want to let you know that your Bitcoin's safe where it is now, but we may want to do some stuff to ensure that you don't lose it, or that at least you have it spendable on both chains. We'll be going over that later. I'm gonna be doing a real hard, in-depth look at exactly what you should be doing with your Bitcoin, and that'll be coming soon. But you know, that'll be coming soon in a separate video. As I see more of what is going to be happening in the future. We do have some dates now, thanks to this article right here from Bitman, exactly what they're going to want to do. I'm also going to inject what I know about things that people are not talking about. Okay. So Bitman is they just put this out today, June 14th, and they're talking about the user-activated soft fork and the user-activated hard fork, and they're saying that it's about 20 hours, I think, right after user-activated soft fork starts, that they plan on they're going to activate their hard fork. Privately is the way I understand it as far as right now. They're going to activate it privately, and if they're successful, then they will open it up for everyone else to come. Now, time does matter in this. There's certain reasons why he's waiting 24 hours, and that's because you can't get any kind of a census of what's happening in the markets or the blockchain for 24 hours after something like this happens. So my thing is, they're going to look and see when UASF activates. They're going to wait 24 hours, and based on what they see, if they think they can take over Bitcoin after 24 hours, and they see what's going on, if they think they can take it over, they're activating. They're going to take over Bitcoin. So and they're going to activate with their UAHF, which is a user-activated hard fork. The difference between the two is UASF is signaled with Bitcoin nodes. Okay, that's users that are using the chain, and a user-activated hard fork, it's kind of a this user-activated hard fork is kind of a misnomer. It's actually a miner activated hard fork, because the users with a UAHF, the users are actually taken for a ride. They have no choice in the matter. With a user-activated soft fork, the users do have a choice. They have a choice of what nodes they want to run, and if it doesn't have the strength, it dies. With a hard fork, or a miner activated hard fork, the users of the coin, they have no say whatsoever in it. It's all miners. So it goes through, and he's talking about it, and he's talking about how he wants to increase the block size when it goes through this. and there's specific reasons why Bitman wants to do this. This article goes down and keeps on going. I will link you to both this and Jimmy Somberg's post here. You can glance over this right here real quick, or read it. It's good. There's a lot of technical stuff in here, so you might get a little bit lost on some of it. But the one that's really good to read is this one right here, because he breaks it down. And I'm going to go over this real quick and show you. So, you know, the Bitman's protection plan, their activation time, and see, he says right here, the activation time is configurable. We do not intend to fork for it. 12 hours. So it's 12 hours, so they can figure out what's going on with the blockchain. And you know, Jimmy Song, he actually says in here exactly, you know, that they want to see what is happening before they do it. He talks about large blocks, and there's a couple things about large blocks. Bitman is kind of trying to say that, oh yeah, in larger blocks you'll get a in their chain you're going to get a penalty for mining too large of a block. But who fucking cares? And the reason why I say that, who cares, is because if the block size increases, what effectively happens is older hardware is not going to be able to mine. So all of these old Bitman miners, these S1s, S3s, the S5, S7, you know, possibly the S7. I think the S7 will still be relevant, but a lot of the older ones, they're not going to be, they won't be relevant. You won't be able, you know, I believe you will not be able to mine with those. I don't know the exactly, I haven't looked up the specs and all that, but what a larger block size does is when you increase the block size, it makes it to where older equipment, just, they can't mine it. It makes it impossible to mine. Only the fastest equipment will be able to mine it. And we all know that Bitman is using ASIC boost, so which means that he don't care if he's giving up you know, as part of the money because he's mining huge blocks, because he's going to be able to mine blocks that people can't, no one else will be able to mine, and everyone else is going to be forced into just confirming, and he's going to be making money. So, and plus that also goes in that everybody will have to upgrade. And what does this actually mean for Bitcoin is that you say, well, these old machines are irrelevant, you can't mine with them. Let me put forward the argument on that. There are lots and lots of people in countries where you got extremely cheap electricity because let's look at, I want to look at Venezuela in particular. You got dirt cheap electricity because electricity is like a public commodity, and it's subsidized by the government. Okay, but now you look at those people that are there, they're getting these miners that are basically in the rest of the world are worthless because you can't, you know, they use so much electricity you can't mine with them. Okay, they're getting them and they're mining with them, and because the currency, the local fiat currency, is so worthless, they're using Bitcoin in order to buy food. Okay, so basically what Bitman wants to do is they'll increase the block size so big, and he'll mine huge blocks and make everything else irrelevant, especially with his ASIC boost. And that means that places like that, those people are going to suffer. You know, I mean, I'm just trying to let you guys know everything and about this. I know it's a little bit off, but this is what it means, and it goes back to Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, and he's talking about a decentralized currency. And if you make the block size so huge, okay, and then you put he has the mining majority, but not only the majority, but has also a cheat in ASIC boost in order to be able to mine faster. You know, his equipment is working faster. You basically have now a centralized system, and it's not just central, it's a super centralized, because he's going to control manufacturing, coding, and mining all in one place, China. Anyway, let's get past that. And then he talks about limited SIGOPS, there will be a soft fork rule added to the protocol to limit the SIGOPS per transaction within 20,000. This is a problem with larger blocks, and this isn't even in the hard fork that he's doing. He's like saying, well, we'll fix it later on. Let me make my money now. We'll fix it later. So, and it opens up. This will also has to do with double spending. When you have really huge blocks, you can easily have double spending. There's a lot of things that can happen in order that are not good. So, and see, he's even talking about unlimited blocks in the future. So it seems that, Bitman is not saying what their ultimate block size is right now. They have said in the past, they have said 8 megabyte being a hard put limit, but it seems like they've opened themselves up and said possibly going bigger. So anyway, and then replay protection. I didn't really go over all of this right here as much, but it has to do with double spending. And he's talking about how his larger block size, he's got something to protect against double spending. And I don't know if it's coded in the original one or not. So, so Bitman will use some of its own hash rate to work with the developing community. That means he's gonna use his own hash power in order to help his own coders with his own version of Bitcoin. That's pretty centralized. I'm sorry. This is I can't believe that people are falling for this shit that Bitman is spreading. I've had him come on my channel and say stuff, how Bitcoin Core is incapable of running it, and Bitman should be running everything. So anyway, this is actually quite there a lot of this, when you read it, especially in the technical part, he talks in circles. Bitman does. They're talking in circles, and he's talking about, well, he's going to do this, but later on we're gonna propose this to fix the problems that we're creating now. It is something else. It really is. So he goes through Songbird. Jimmy Song goes through and talks about this right here, and talks about how it looks like Bitman's going to mine privately for 3 days before he releases it to everyone else, just to make sure that the chain they have a viable chain. So So it's just interesting. You know. So in this right here, I talked about this. You know, he's calling it commitment, and I talked about this in another video. And in my video, I've been saying how Jianwu is belligerent. It's belligerent miners in China, and he talks about it here, where if Bitcoin Unlimited, you know, is the cheaper of the two chains. Let's say Bitcoin Unlimited, which I think, let me look what it's trading at right now. We can look at the future stocks. BTU. Oh, BTU. There we go. So Bitcoin Unlimited, that is China's chunk coin. That's what this is, the coin that Bitman is trying to create with their user, what they're calling a user-activated hard fork. And there's the futures on it. That's what your coin is going to be worth. You're going to pay. You guys are going to pay $3,000 for Bitcoin, and you're going to get your $169 Bitcoin Unlimited. So, and that's where he's talking about right here, is that even if, you know, the price is like this right here, and Bitcoin goes up, you know, like I'm saying, I think if SegWit is activated, if bip148 is activated on Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be worth, I think, $5,000 overnight. I think within a week or two, we're, you know, of activation, complete activation, 5K, boom, right there, and Bitcoin Unlimited, right here. So, and what he's saying here is he's saying that they're going to be belligerent. They're going to continue to mine Bitcoin Unlimited, okay, and they don't care about the financial consequences. So what I'm kind of gathering from this, guys, is that what's going to happen is, and I'm sure this is going to happen, is he's going to mine this. He's going to mine it for 3 days to make sure that he has a solid fork, and at that point, probably what's going to happen is he will then attack Bitcoin and SegWit. He will do try doing hacks and DDoS attacks against Bitcoin to kill it, and that's gonna, you know, in order to kill it, to get people to move over to Bitcoin Unlimited, which is going to be the cheap, you know, cheap chain. It's just another thing coming out of China that ain't worth a shit. I'm sorry. You know, I buy Chinese products all the time, but we all know the quality's not there, and the value's not there. And here it is again, Bitcoin Unlimited, $169 versus Bitcoin. We'll see what it is right now. Bitcoin at 2,600. So you know, August 1st, you can make your choice. Do you want that $2,600 Bitcoin, or do you want the $160 Bitcoin? Now Bitman has announced that they're going to do certain things. They're going to add SegWit, but they're going to pull out the ASIC boost killer in it. They're going to put, he says, and it says right here, with different weighting. What that means is that that's the block size. That's what weighting means. It's going to be SegWit but with unlimited blocks. Okay, extension blocks. It's just a, you know, another thing, you know, for unlimited block size. They can keep on extending them out further. Rootstock sidechain, we've talked about lightning sidechain and stuff. So he wants all the stuff they're arguing against with SegWit. Now he's saying, well, yeah, we're going to put it in our chain. So it's purely he wants to rule Bitcoin. So so you have sidechains like Rootstock and what, like Lightning Network. Anyway, let's see here. Conclusion. Jimmy Song has some conclusions here, and he talks about that it's the same conclusion that I come to. And Jimmy Song has had the best advice that I've seen out there. A lot of people, I don't think most people get it, and Jimmy Song has even said he's having a hard time wrapping his head around it. But he seems to be the premier person on this. So basically, you know, he says this is a civil war and it's gotten hostile. I think it's going to be, this war is going to get nuclear. Okay, this is this is still just the beginnings. It's going to get a lot more volatile. I promise you, it's going to get worse. So you can read this, and he talks about, you know, how Bitman's willing to lose a lot of money to make this happen. They don't care if they don't give a shit if they lose $100 million, because they're looking at billions in the future. So, and those billions that they're looking at in the future are going to come off of you guys, the users. The users are going to be, we're the one paying for this, so be careful what side you take. Anyway, as far as what you need to do, I don't want to go through this every single word, because I want you to come and read it and learn. And if you have any questions after you've read it, post your question in the comments. I'll answer them for you. So basically, he's saying that what we need to do is we need to. It's early yet as far as a solid plan of what we're going to do, but in the meantime, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have a wallet where we have our keys. You can't be storing your Bitcoins on exchanges, guys. I'll tell you right now, don't store any Bitcoins on exchanges. You shouldn't be doing that anyway, but especially you need to get all your Bitcoin off the exchanges and into a wallet where you have the private keys by August 1st. Okay. For a lot of people that are mining through cloud mining, if you can, you need to take your Bitcoin and reallocate it. I suggest 5 days before August 1st. If you're getting paid out in Bitcoin, switch it. Switch it to Litecoin. Switch it to Dogecoin. Switch it to anything else but Bitcoin. Because unless you know for sure that you know what they're mining on, because you could end up with this right here instead of that right there. So I also want to note, you know, if you're really serious about supporting bip148 and supporting Bitcoin Core, who is, you know, Satoshi Nakamoto left Bitcoin Core in charge of Bitcoin when he left. So bip148 is a user activated soft fork that supports Bitcoin Core. And if you guys want to support that, you need to either be running all your transactions through your own node, which is highly technical, or what I have found is you can get a ledger, and this will be the easiest way. Ledger is actually going to do an update on their Ledger wallets, and I believe it's just going to be the I can't say for sure, but I believe it's just going to be the Ledger Nano S and the Ledger Blue, to where you'll be able to switch between what nodes you want all of your transactions going through. I can't wait for this to happen. I will be running all of my transactions through a bip148 node. I'm also planning on running a node here at the house. So that right there is just a suggestion. I do know that also the Electrum wallet, you can run there's some guidelines on running a node on that, so that you can point it to a node and run everything through a bip148 node. So I may make a video about that, but I wanted to get this out there just because this is the new information that's come out, and it goes right along with all the information that I've been giving out before, that Bitman is they're belligerent, and they're belligerent because they're playing for the end game, guys, and the end game is complete dominance over all Bitcoin. It will no longer be a centralized cryptocurrency. It will be a decentralized cryptocurrency. It will be centralized in China, owned and operated by Bitman Inc. So that's what we need to protect against. I think it's already too centralized. Miners have too much power. You know, these huge mining farms, it's just not good. It's not good to have it centralized like it is, and we're seeing exactly why right now with this fight that's going on. So take a look at the articles, read them over, guys. I got a link. You want to get a ledger? There's a link in the description. You can get a ledger and secure your Bitcoins. No matter what you got it in, make sure that you have the private keys. You want to make sure that if there is a fork, basically if you have the keys, you will be able to spend those coins on both networks. Okay, so yeah, I will spend my Bitcoin unlimited, and I'll buy Bitcoin with it, guys. I'll sell it. Whoever's stupid enough to buy this, good luck to them, and I will be getting more Bitcoin, because this right here, this is the real Bitcoin. Okay, not this. Alright, you guys have a good day. I'm going to try and make one more video and finish up this miner here and get it going. And I hope everyone's having a great day. I'll talk to you later.